What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hold That Thought podcast, where we do the exact opposite. I'm your host, LaBarbecue, and this is episode number 5. We've made it to number 5. I've been dropping these episodes weekly since I started, and I appreciate every single one of you guys for coming through. If you guys want to support the content, make sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment, all that stuff on YouTube. Make sure you share it as well. That really helps get my content out there. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Apple Music, make sure you rate that 5 stars so it helps move up the algorithm so we can attract new audiences, more people to talk to, more people to get questions from, all that. All right. And if you're listening on Spotify or any other platforms, I appreciate you listening. But the video version is on YouTube if you guys want to see. All right. So it's going to be a little bit different of a show today. I have things set up a little bit differently, not much. If you guys know today's the day after the PlayStation event, so obviously we're going to be talking pretty heavy on games today and what all happened yesterday. So let's go. My quick bits for today aren't really I just have shout outs. I want to shout out the people that support me and some of my friends in the streaming community. If you guys haven't been through my streams yet, go to Twitch TV/I'm LaBarbecue, Twitch TV/IM_LaBarbecue. Same as everything else for my Instagram, Twitter, all my socials at I'm LaBarbecue, and you'll find me there. All right, so my shout outs goes as follows. Jay the Slump God, he's been in quite a few of my YouTube videos. Go check him out. I have pretty much all of them in their Twitch names, so just go follow them through that. Zero Cool is a really good close streamer friend of mine, and he's known me like since I started streaming, and the support that we show each other is it's something I would like to see more of in the gaming community. That man's has like been through me, like it's been with me ever since I started streaming, and I really appreciate him. So go check out Zero Cool. Akamoi, she's been in some of my YouTube videos as well. AKOMOI. Go check her out on Twitch. Classy Vibes, he's gonna be in my newest YouTube video that's not Hold That Thought, but go check him out as well. Master Troop came through with the streams through 2 of my streams last night, and he was very supportive, so go check him out. Nova Sweets, she's another streamer. Go check her out as well. I just want to show you guys the love that you guys and support that you guys show me, so here goes. And Nova Sweets, that's her name. Nova, Nova Sweets, SWEETZ. Nova Sweets, go check her out. And Christy Loves First, she's a newer follower of mine, and newer person in my friend group, and I really like her vibes, man. Go check her out on Twitch and show support for her. All right, so those are my shout outs. 7 people, and you guys have plenty of time to go follow them, and also if you're not, follow me on Twitch as well. All right, so the only other quick bite I have is the No Mask marches. If you guys have seen I wish I would have pulled the video up, but people, oh my god, they've been protesting, and the one video I saw was them in Target, I think, and they are chanting something about not wearing masks, and none of them wearing masks walking through Target. Like I also tweeted about the other incident that I saw. It was at St. George, Utah, and they had like a rally for not wearing masks, and that one dumbass lady said, oh my god, I really don't even want to repeat what she said, but if you go find that St. George video of Utah, she was talking about I can't breathe and all that stuff, and how that relates to George Floyd. And I just need COVID to wipe out the stupidity of this world. I really do. Like, just if it only wiped out dumbasses and races, like, I'd be totally fine, bro. I'd be totally fine with COVID running rampant. But like, these are the people who aren't going to be suffering from it because they don't think they can catch it. They don't think they can transmit it to other people. Be safe. Wear a mask, bro. If you're around other people, bro, wear a mask. It's not that hard. It protects you, and it hopefully can protect others, maybe your family, maybe your loved ones. If you just wear a freaking mask, wash your hands, wash your ass, just wash yourself, bro. Like, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. You don't have to wear, well, maybe you do have to wear the mask all day if you're wearing it at work or something, but it's not that big of a deal. In other countries, they wear a mask all the time, and that's something that we should have been employing in our communities. But hey, we got it now, and we should start wearing the mask. Even though I'm not wearing a mask right now because I'm obviously by myself and talking to you guys, but just wear a freaking mask. All right, if you guys can hear in the background, it is raining really hard, and I love when it rains outside. It just calms me down so much, but that's besides the point. All right, so let's hop in the gaming news. Like I said, I didn't have that many quick bits, so that's why we're moving so fast, it seems. Gaming news, the PS5 event happened yesterday. So if you guys don't know, the PS5 prices and release dates were not out until yesterday. We finally got to get a look at the prices and when we'll be able to actually get our hands on a PlayStation 5. So I have in my possession, let's see if I can pull this tweet up real quick. I had it linked, but I don't want to pull that up right there. You never know what you're gonna see on my Twitter. All right, so here we go. All right, so the PlayStation 5 disc version, the price is set at, you can't see it because my head's in the way. The price is set at $499, which is $500. And the discless digital only version is $499, $400. So those prices are pretty good. I'm not mad. Like, they said the production of these were going to cost $450 themselves, so they're only making a $50 profit per console. But I mean, obviously you're gonna have to buy other stuff to come with it, another controller, the new games that come with it. So they're not making too much of a profit off the consoles by themselves, so they're gonna make money off their accessories more likely than not. So that was good that we finally got that price. The event also came with a bunch of some new games and some they already talked about. We got to see hands-on a first look at the new Spider-Man game, which is the game that I actually just want to play. And we got news that also it's coming to PS4, so you don't need a PS5 to play it essentially. But I want to play it on the PS4. I want to see Miles Morales swinging through New York with his Timbs on and fighting rats and fighting Doc Ock and all that shit. I want to see that in 4K. I want to see it like that. But hey, soon you'll see why that might not happen for a lot of us, and it's probably not going to happen for me. Okay, so in addition to that Spider-Man gameplay, which was amazing looking, by the way, I really loved how that looked. It seems like they really polished that trailer. Hopefully it looks like that in game too. They also announced the Harry Potter game, which I didn't know it was coming out. It's not, I don't think you're actually going to play with Harry, but it's a Hogwarts title. I don't know what the title was, but they announced a game in the Harry Potter universe, which looks really good, by the way. It also looks like you can create your own wizard, and you can create a black wizard. Oh my god. So that was pretty exciting. I was very excited for that game. They started off really heavy, and they showed extended trailer for Deathloop, which is, I'm going to buy that game. If I get my hands on a PlayStation 5, I'm going to buy Deathloop. Like, that game looks so good. If you haven't seen the trailer, go look at it. The villains look so interesting. I think there's 8 villains that you're going to be fighting throughout this game, and they all have personalities, and that looks so good to me, and it gives me a BioShock / Dishonored type of feel of the game, and those are 2 great games. So if y'all mix those 2 together and add time jumping into it, all right. So they also announced Oddworld. I wasn't that excited about that game, but I know a few people in my chat were when I was streaming it on Twitch TV/I'mTheBarbecue. And they announced the new Resident Evil. It's called I don't remember what the new Resident Evil is called, but I'm not a big Resident Evil fan, so I didn't too much care. That's why I didn't put more about it on the notes. They announced the new Devil May Cry Special Edition. The latest Devil May Cry was pretty lit, but I don't know if I'm gonna get it on PS5. I don't know if it's gonna be worth me picking up that game again to just get it on PS5. I'm pretty sure it's gonna look great again, but And one of their biggest reveals after they released the price, surprisingly to me, was a new God of War game, which is one of their flagship titles for Sony. Xbox can claim they got games all they want, but they don't have a God of War. They don't have a God of War. They didn't really talk about Ark that much, but they They have the exclusives, and that's why I'm such a Sony fan. Like they have the exclusives. You can't really argue with that. You can say that Xbox has the Game Pass and they have all these things that that go along with playing on PC. But if you already have a PC, what's the point? I'm gonna get into that another day. Talking about the console wars. Okay, so let's talk about the mess that was the PlayStation 5 pre-orders. It has been terrible. Like, there's no other way to describe it. This pre-order drop has been awful. Like, it. Okay, so they came out with the price at the event. Okay, cool. And they had conferences before this, and they tweeted out that we'll let you know, we'll give you plenty of time to get your pre-orders ready so you can have your money and you can be ready to actually get the pre-order, since there's going to be a limited number of consoles. There's only going to be about 10 million. Okay, cool. But okay, side note, I was wondering, since there's only going to be 10 million consoles, is that 10 million disc consoles and 10 million discless consoles? Or is it just 10 million in general, where we get 5 million disc consoles and 5 million digital only consoles? That was a question I didn't even think about. I've heard no one talking about that. Like, how many of each is there? I'm thinking it's just going to be 10 million, 5 million of each, because that'd be 20 million on release, and people will have a better chance of getting them if it was 10 million of each. But there was also an article that came out before the event saying that Sony was cutting the number by 4 million, and I don't know if that was already like cut from the 10 million or it was, I don't know. But anyway, back to the pre-orders. All right, so there was no word at the actual Sony event about when the pre-orders were coming out. There was rumors and speculations that it was going to happen today, which is September 17th, but nothing official came out. So I was like, okay, I'll be ready for that when that happens tomorrow, because I have all day off today to do this. And I get on Twitter an hour later, and I see everybody saying, confirm my PS4, got my PS4, it's secured, I got 2 of them. I was like, huh, what? When did they release the pre-orders? And I rushed my ass to look to see what I can find. Amazon, not Amazon. Amazon came later. Best Buy, Walmart, GameStop, Target. All these people released the pre-order without telling anybody. Walmart sent out a tweet, but the rest of the people were just like, "Fuck it, here's our pre-order. Go get that shit. Go run, fetch." And I was like, And I go to Best Buy, because by the time I found out about this, GameStop was sold out, Walmart was sold out, Target was sold out. So I was like, Best Buy's the only place that still has consoles up. So I spent hours last night putting in my information, re-clicking. I felt like Mark Zuckerberg at the end of The Social Network. If you ever seen that movie, at the end he's trying to click on his first girlfriend's account to make her accept him. I was sitting there clicking for hours trying to get it to confirm, because they said they still had some. After a while I just gave up, and I was like, okay, they're probably out of stock. So I missed my bag on the PS5, so hopefully they'll come out with another batch of pre-orders soon. But honestly, the people that are getting excited should be. But I want you guys to know that, like, those pre-orders can go away at any moment. Y'all can think y'all have them secure, but if they fucked up on their website, or more people go into stores and try to pre-order them and they didn't account for that, y'all's pre-orders can go away like that, bro. They really can. So don't stop paying attention to it. Make sure you follow up on your orders and make sure everything is going according to plan to get your PS5, because if they just drop you and you don't know about it, that's gonna suck when come the release date, which is, I didn't even talk about that, the release date, which is November 12th for America, and I'm pretty sure most of my viewers are watching in America. The rest of the world, I think it comes out the 19th. So yeah, just be careful with that, man. I know a lot of people think they actually got it. Oh, let me show y'all this real quick. This is what I was looking at this morning when I woke up and tried to pre-order it again. It was, if you're watching the video version, I'm just showing you the Best Buy website. They both say coming soon. Earlier they said go ahead and pre-order now, and that's when I tried to get I want the digital version. I want the $4.99 version, because I have a lot of hard disk copies, and I feel like it'd be a waste if it's backwards compatible and I have all these discs and I can't do anything with them. So I think it's worth the extra $100 to pay for the disc version. So that's the version I was trying to buy. But then I got desperate, because at one point the disc version went to coming soon and the digital version went to pre-order now. So I tried to get the digital version, that didn't work either. So yeah, just be careful with that. It's been a fucking mess. They didn't give us a heads up like they promised they would, and Sony, this is a L. Y'all need to accept that this is a L, and this was handled poorly. Like, I don't know if it was the stores that did this, or the retail stores. That's what I was trying to say. The retail stores that did this, or if y'all messed up on communication with them. But y'all should not have let them have the pre-orders and just drop it without letting us know, unless that's what y'all wanted them to do. And that in that vein, fucking over everybody else. Like, and then also that thing I was telling you guys about the pre-order for the pre-order, they released those too. And you know how I said that they would only pick people who were major Sony fans? Like, I've seen people who have been on Sony for years and they are loyal PlayStation fans, and it's happened to hundreds of people. I know they have a limited number, but geez, the people that I would expect to get one and didn't is just like, I didn't even get one, and I've been on Sony since the PlayStation 1. Like, I mean, obviously I didn't have PlayStation Network back then and PSN back then, but I was very surprised as to who they let get one. And my last gripe about this will be the last thing I talk about for this. Sorry. But the last gripe I have about this is the people who online, the social media influencers, the bigger streamers, the YouTubers who sat there and bought and got multiple pre-orders. I'm not mad at you. Get your money. But the people who sat there and bought multiple copies fucks over all of you who didn't get one, including me. Like, I don't want to mispronounce this dude's name or just send haters after him. But this one streamer, or I think he's a streamer, he said, I got 10 copies of the PS5. I got my 10 copies on the way. And I was just like, well, that's great. I mean, you're going to sell those 10 copies, and you're already a well-off streamer. You're going to sell those 10 copies for what, dude? And you're going to up the price on your pre-order so those people can't get the normal price of one. That's such a fucking scumbag move. Like, these things are already on low inventory, and you're gonna up your price on your pre-order and flip it, which I'm not mad. I understand that's something that if I was just completely asshole, I would do. But I know for myself, like, I'd probably only just get one if I knew the exact circumstances, because I was honestly saying last week if there were more Switches out, to buy the Switches and flip those. But the Switch is a different thing. The Switch hasn't even come out. The Switch has been out for years already. The PlayStation 5, this is a brand new thing, so I wouldn't try to hoard those and flip them back on the market for more money. That's just an asshole move. Like, I might just be salty because I didn't get one. I might just be salty, but that's how I look at that. Also, Xbox, the last thing, as Xbox clapped back on their Twitter, it was hilarious. They released they told people that they're gonna have their price out, and they already do. They're gonna have their price out, and they're gonna let you know ahead of time. They tweeted out they're gonna let you know ahead of time that when their pre-orders are available, so you can be ready. And it happened yesterday, so that was so much shade thrown at Sony, and I love it. I kind of want more of Xbox to do well. So yeah, that's it for gaming. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Rant about how poorly Sony handled that pre-order release, and I'm a Sony fan, so it really sucks to sit here and trash Sony like this, but you got to sometimes. You got to when they fuck up. All right, so next let's hop into media. I haven't been watching too many new things or listening to too many new things, but I did discover for myself the Dissect podcast. It's on Spotify, so if you're listening on Spotify, you can go search that right now. And I love this podcast. I listen to it when I'm at work, and I have gone through almost 2 seasons of it. It's in seasons, and the point of this podcast is they literally dissect albums that have a deeper meaning, in the vein of maybe To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn. Most of Kendrick Lamar's albums have already been done on there. Igor, I love the Igor one because I learned so much about that album. You learn where they sample things, you learn the deeper meaning behind the album. And granted, Igor isn't too deep of an album, but I did not know that it was the whole album, every song is about Tyler the Creator wanting to be with this dude, but he's dating a girl. So it's there's so much deeper meanings to some of this music, and it really just goes to show to some people who think that rappers just be spouting nonsense. There's a lot of deeper meanings behind a lot of these albums, and I'm very much looking forward towards listening to more. I listened to the one on Igor, and I'm finishing Damn right now, and I finished Because the Internet. There are so many deeper things about Because the Internet that I didn't know, and I fucking love listening to this dissect about it. All right, so we finished Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's something else. It's a great show. I don't know what else to say about that. That's just what I'm watching. And we'll probably be starting The Boys soon. So that's it for media. The Dissect Podcast, go check it out on Spotify. I really love it. If you are into music and learning the deep and just not and wanting to know more about some of your favorite artists, go listen to that. It's such a good use of your time. You learn a lot about it too. You learn a lot. All right. So lastly, let's hop into our topic of the day. Let me get some water before I hop into this. I've been talking really fast and I've been talking a lot. So, all right. The topic for today is growing apart. And when I say growing apart, I mean just like mostly I'm going to be focusing on friendships in this vein. Because I do think it's natural. People grow apart. It's if you're around my age, or if you're younger, you're gonna see this happen a lot in your life. If you're around maybe middle school, because when I started to notice, I was in middle school. So growing apart, it sucks, but I do think it's a natural part of life. You kind of weed people out of your life who aren't probably positive influences, who don't have anything going on in their life. Sometimes you just want to distance yourself from them. So it happens, and it's natural sometimes. So that's pretty much what we're talking about here today. I have so many experiences with this. Like, it's crazy. Like I'd say every part of my past lives, like when it comes to middle school, high school, obviously elementary school, and college, every facet of my life, even into adulthood, I've noticed like myself grow apart from certain people. And a lot of the times it's not like your fault. It's not either of y'all's fault. Sometimes y'all just take different paths in life, and y'all don't just vibe like y'all used to. And sometimes when you try to reconnect it's just not the same. So that's why I'm not too mad whenever it happens. But I will tell you guys a story about when it happened to me in college. So I went to a 2-year college at first, and that's when I met this friend. We were cool. We hung out all the time. We used to tell each other everything. I was cool with her friend and her. So we were very cool. Then the graduation day came 2 years later, and we found out we were going to the same college. We were going to the same next college, because that was just a 2-year school, and then we were going to a full university. We went to the same university. When that happened, we were cool. We started hanging out there again too, even though we weren't like as close as we were at the 2-year school, because we both lived on campus there. I didn't live on campus, she did. So I was like, okay. So then I don't want to blame this completely on sororities, because I know a lot of people in sororities who don't do this. But she joined a sorority, and she just like completely ghosted me. I was like, because we used to hang out after our classes like every day and study together sometimes and just chill. And when she joined the sorority, it just stopped. Like, she got her new group of friends, which she paid for, and we just grew apart. She never wanted to hang out with me again, and I did nothing to influence this. Like, I was just being me. We were just hanging out. I never said anything out of pocket, and she just stopped hanging out with me. And what made it worse what made it awkward is, like, we still used to see each other around campus. It's a big campus, but we still used to see each other a lot. So one time she saw me at a football game, and she didn't even say anything to me. I was like, hey, and she's like, eh. And then she walked away. I was like, huh? What is this what we're doing now? And I kind of got my revenge, because me and my wife were at the mall, and we walked past her, and she was working at, I ain't gonna say where she's working at. She's not working there anymore, but I still don't want to say where she's working at. But we walked past her at the mall, and she's like, oh, hey. And I was like, and I walked right past her, and she's like, don't do that. I was like, oh, okay. Hey, how are you? And she's like, I'm good, blah, blah, blah. She told me her whole life story, and she said things aren't going great. And I was like, well, I'm sorry to hear that. You stopped talking to me, so I don't understand how any of this is my problem. I was kind of an asshole. I didn't say all that exactly, but that's how I felt. So it happens, man, for different reasons than others, man. She joined a sorority. She found, I guess, a new life and new people she wanted to be around that weren't me. So I was just like, okay. And sometimes I don't get mad at that, but I've seen like 2 stories of that happening in my own life. So I know it happens more often than that. And when people get new friends, they kind of leave the ones that they knew behind. And it really sucks when that happens. But, and you, especially if you value that friendship, and then they just throw it away for new people or just for a new circumstance that they're in, it fucking sucks, man. It feels like you just wasted all of those years of your life trying to build this friendship, and they just like throw that shit away. It really fucking sucks. The ones that don't mean as much to me are, when I look back on my life and when I was writing this topic, the ones that don't mean that much for me were the ones in elementary and middle school. Elementary, I can easily dispel this. When I was in elementary school, I went to every year I went to a different elementary school. So there was, back in those days, I didn't have a phone. Kids didn't have phones like that. So in elementary school, once I left that school, those people were out of my life forever. Like I made best friends every year, and the next year I was just gone, and I would never see those people again. And sometimes, like, I know it's fucking creepy, but I look them up and I try to like find them on Facebook, and I just be like, oh, their life is good. I wish I still talk. I wish we could have like stayed friends or stayed together, because sometimes I get jealous of people who have like lifelong friends, because with me moving around every year, I never got to develop that lifelong friendship with anybody. Like, I didn't make lifelong friends until maybe high school, high school. I don't talk to really anybody from my middle school anymore. And that's why I was going next. Middle school, I had a best friend in middle school, and then we went to separate high schools, and we just stopped talking to each other just because, one, he moved away, and like, I mean, we were still in the same city, but also he kind of chose a fucking good kid, mad city type of life. Like, he was out there in the streets, and I was just like, I was not about that. Like, we grew up in some pretty bad neighborhoods, but I was just not about that life. Like, I was just trying to stay in school and get to where I am now. So like, I was just out of the streets. Like, when it's funny, like, my parents used to be so worried about me, and I was just like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything deviant. I really never was. And I was just like going to see my friends. Like, I legitimately was. Mom, if you're watching this, I was never doing anything crazy. I was just always legit out with my friends, just chilling. Like, we're just sitting there playing video games or something. Like, I was a good kid, and you know this. I was a good kid. All right. So then we go into high school. High school is when these friendships start to matter a little bit to me, because that's 4 years of your life, especially if you met them in your freshman year. Like, man, obviously, like, these relationships, a lot of them didn't last forever. I legit talked to one person from my high school, and she's one of my best friends. Like, I only talked to her because she's the only one that I've like tried to stay in contact with, and she's actually accepted to stay in contact with me. So we even though we live in different states, like, she's still one of my best friends, and that's the only one from high school I still talk to. I tried to stay in contact with one of my friends, because he was legit from 9th grade to senior year, and even into college a little bit, we still talked and were friends. But he made some bad choices in his life, and I was just like, I think I was kind of the end of that one, because he was making some bad choices in his life, and I was just like, I tried to talk to him, give him some advice, but he just kept going down that shitty road, and I was just like, not for me, man. I mean, if I've tried to help you in any way I can, I don't know what else I can do, and maybe my friendship isn't really doing much for either of us. So yeah, I kind of ended that one. It like I said, it happens both ways. It's natural sometimes, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. And sometimes it actually happens to family. That's after you see that just happens in life in general. Sometimes it happens in family. Like, I don't talk to anyone really from my dad's side. Like, and it's it's nothing to do with like what he did. It's just like, I don't know. It's like they all live in the same place in the same area, and I'm never up there. A lot of them don't have Facebook or any social media, so it's hard to contact them, but they all find me on Facebook sometimes when they do, so that's nice. And sometimes we just fall apart. Without my dad like taking me to up there to see them all the time, I was just like, I'm good with, I need to focus on what I got down here. And I know family is important, and that's why I still love my family. I talk to them all the time, but sometimes you do grow apart from family, and for some reason I just don't talk to my dad's side anymore. And it's just like, I don't know, there's just a lot of mess on that side of the family, you know. And you people definitely know, because there's always that side of your family that, I don't know, I hate to, let's just move on before I start crying. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it just happens in life, man. Like when my dad moved away and like really just stepped out of my life, I was just like, most of his side of the family was like that too, and I was just like, I was not very torn up about it either. All right, moving on to exes. That's the question I like to ask you guys, like, about your exes. Like, do you see yourself still being friends with an ex? I am legit friends with none of my exes, like, and I'm not saying it couldn't have happened, but they all choose to not fuck with you anymore after you break up with them, or y'all break up. Even if you could have seen yourself being friends with that person down the road, if they don't want to fucking talk to you, there's not really much you can do about it. So it happens with exes a lot. I do see some people sometimes though that can stay friends with their exes, and I think it's impressive if you can still like remove all that attraction you had from that person and legit just be friends. I'm not saying it can't happen. I think it can. It's sometimes it's really cool when it does. It's really cool. Like if you can still retain, especially if you were friends before, if you can still keep that friendship alive after y'all have gone through all that shit, being together and then breaking up, that's amazing. I know a lot of people like to downplay that, but I think that is amazing if you can legitimately do that without any feelings after, and you both move on. That's amazing. But you have to, that's the hard part, removing those feelings. That's the hard part. So yeah, to wrap this up, this whole topic has just been like, if that relationship is worth keeping and you both want to try to keep it, try to, because when you're an adult, friends are very few and far between to come across. So just try to keep it if you want to, and if they don't, fuck it. There's plenty of other people out there, and there's someone else that'll probably want to be your friend. So yeah, that's growing apart for you. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have grown apart from a lot of people in your life, or if you've kept a friendship for the majority of your life and you're still friends with them, that's awesome. Let me know how that happened. Like, like I said earlier, like I missed out on a lot of that big portion of my life of having a legit stable friend from like elementary to now. So let me guys know what you guys think about growing apart. Is it natural? Do you think people just shit for not trying to stay in contact with you? Let me know. But that's gonna be it for today's show. If you made it to the end, I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and please share the video. I really appreciate it. It helps me get my content out there. Make sure to rate this 5 stars if you're on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. And I appreciate all the listeners. Make sure you join or subscribe and follow the Twitch channel at I'm a Barbecue, on all the socials, Twitter, Instagram. And join the Discord if you want to talk to us as well. All right, that's going to be it for me. I'll see you guys later. I appreciate you guys coming through on episode 5 of the Hold That Thought podcast. I can't talk. Goodbye. Yes, sir. Did you like that video? Me too, because I made it. I know it's good. If you did like that video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new here, subscribe. Make sure you have that bell turned on for notifications for when I make a new video. Also, you can catch me on any of the socials down below. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all those. I'm on there. That's it. See you guys later.